Hi, hey, good morning, friends. Welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 125. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan and our cat Daisy. And I love to crochet and I love to knit. And you can find all of that yarny goodness in my social media, which is linked down below. Is he? Yeah, he's on this side. There's a spider right here. It's a teeny tiny one. Sorry. It's already starting out so great. Okay, social media, which is linked down below in the description box. All patterns that I talk about, all fancy yarns that I talk about will be linked down there as well. If you have any questions, my Gmail email address is down there as well. You can email me a question. Yeah. So, with that, after I left you last episode, I went to Michigan. I was planning it was just going to be me going up to Michigan to see my parents. But Ryan was able to come with me, and so when I texted my mom, I was like, hey, Ryan's coming with me. She's like, oh, great, the whole family will be here. And I was like, wait, what? So my brother and his wife and their 4 children were there as well. And so yeah, it was just like the whole family together again, finally. Like, it's been a long time since we've all been together. So that was great. We did go to the beach. So they live near Lake Michigan, so there's a beach there. And it was 58 degrees, like the air temperature was 58 degrees when we got there. So it's like, there's no way I'm getting in that water. I mean, I did like step in. I'll put a video at the end of Ryan and I. Like right as he's recording, a wave like crashed into my leg and got my pants all wet. So yeah. Yeah, it's like, this is not the Caribbean. But of course the kids were all like, this is amazing. And they were all in it, so. And swimming and diving and all that stuff. So it's like, no thanks, I'm good. Like, we were sitting on the beach, had pants on, shoes on, sweater. Ryan had his jacket on. Mom had a towel wrapped around her legs to keep her legs warm. It was that cool. And the kids are in their swimsuits playing in the water. Anyway. But then the next weekend, so last weekend, Ryan and I went in the opposite direction to his family. So our nephew on that side graduated high school. And so we had a big party and the whole family was there again. I know there was talk of us getting a picture, but that never happened. I know my mom, when we were in Michigan, my mom got the neighbor and got the whole family. But anyway, yeah. And it was fun talking with my nephew about what his plans are. So yeah, can't believe he's all grown up now. So yeah, that's been what's going on the weekends. That spider is like all over this window. He's like this big, honestly. He's teeny tiny. Okay, no more distractions, right? We're just gonna block him out. So this week I re-injured my back. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen. On Monday I went to my Love Knots, which is the knit night at the church, which is right behind me. And I took my yarn swift that my dad made, and I took my ball winder, which is a cheap ball winder from Hobby Lobby. I need a much better one, honestly. To display like the beautifulness of the yarn, like this ball winder just doesn't cut it. Anyway, so I was caking up yarn for a sweater, so it's 4 skeins of yarn. It was DK weight, so like the ball winder held it pretty good. But then I was caking up some lace weight yarn, and the lace weight yarn is over 900 yards, and it just would not stay on the ball winder. Like I kept cranking it and it would just fall off. And so like, well, that's not gonna work. So I just started doing it by hand, and so it's in a ball because I had to do it by hand. And just the angle I was at, the movement I was doing over and over and over. It's like my back hurts. Like it feels tired is how I described it. It's like my back is tired. I just need to rest. So got home, relaxed, got up, felt fine. It still felt tired, but not bad. And then we had gotten the mail, and I reached across, excuse me, I reached across the desk to get a letter opener. And then leaning, twisting just right, it's like, oh, that hurts. And Michael was like, what's the matter? And I'm like, well, I kind of injured didn't injure it, but it's sore today. My back is sore. And leaning over like that made it worse. And she's like, uh-oh. And then, like, I just sat at my desk, did my job, didn't work too much, like, didn't move too much. Pack up, go home, get home, and I think just the weight of my backpack with everything in it, and just like rushing to get home and rushing to get inside because of the cicadas, I maneuvered just weird enough, and it's like, I'm hurting a lot. And Ryan's like, I don't think he was even home. He was mowing, actually. He was outside. I was like, this is just hurting. And then later I was like, need to do the dishes. And I found, like, when I was leaning over the sink, it was fine. Like, it didn't bother me. It was the twisting from moving the dishes over to the straightener. That's when it would hurt. And so I basically on Tuesday night just sat there and iced my back. And relaxed. And started knitting on a new project, which I'll show you. But I was in the midst of icing my back that we found a cicada in the house. Yep. So I'm just ready for the cicadas to be done. Like, I've had it. I mean, you can hear them outside. Like, they're so, like, was it Monday? I was walking out the garage, opened the garage door, and it was like they were right outside, because we have 2 trees that are right outside our garage door, and they're all in those trees. And it was so, like, I plugged my ears, like, they were so loud. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm ready for them to be done. I've had enough of cicadas. But on Tuesday, I was like, oh, my needles have arrived. I needed specific size knitting needles for my new project. So it's like, I caked up the yarn last night that's ready to go. Where are my needles? And like, Ryan forgot to check the mail when he got home. So I went out to go check the mail. And we have a really long driveway, and I'm walking by those 2 trees, and I'm dodging the cicadas, of course, sore back, like, I was like, oh, ow, oh, ah. And I get the package out, and it's like, feels like there's yarn in here. I don't remember ordering yarn. Did I order yarn with my needles? I must have, because I feel yarn in this package. And I get inside, wasn't really thinking about it, like thinking that I may have some on me. So I'm opening the package, and I'm looking at the yarn, and I'm looking at the needles, and all of a sudden I feel something on the back of my neck. You know, and I reached back, and I just kind of went like, grabbed it and went like that. And I felt it like in my hand. But once I threw it, because you're just acting on instinct, I never saw it. I didn't see where it went. I never saw it fly anywhere. It was gone. I was like, was I imagining something? No, because I felt it in my hand. I felt it on my neck. Was that a tag? No, it wasn't a tag. There's not a tag in my shirt. And I was like, blah, blah, blah. So then, as I'm sitting there icing my back and starting my new project, I hear that no. And thankfully, Daisy, who is usually a scaredy cat, will run from things, does not like to, she's not interested in catching bugs or anything like that. When we had a bat in the house, she hid. Dixie was the one that found the bat for us. Anyway, that's a long story. Actually, it happened like 8 years ago this week. Yesterday. It was in my Facebook memories, the bat. Anyway, but Daisy was like, "Oh, what was that?" And so she walked around the couch, and it was on like the heating register that we have, and kind of like under the curtain. And one thing I've learned since this whole invasion, the males make the noise. The females are silent. So the males are making noise because they want the female to come and mate with them, which I have seen them mating, and I'm like, oh, so sorry, didn't mean to see that. I'll let you do your business. Leave me alone. Anyway. But this one wasn't making any noise, so it's like, well, this is a female. And so I went and got Ryan. I was like, there's a cicada in the house, please get it out. He's like, sure, no problem. And I mean, he has no problem with these things. He's outside in the garden all the time. He's mowing all the time. They're all over him. Like, when I saw him mowing on Tuesday, like, he had like 3 or 4 of them on him, and he was just like, whatever. So he grabbed it, and I went and opened the door. He's like, do you want to take a picture? I'm like, no, I do not want any pictures of these things on my phone. You have a ton. You're sharing them on Facebook. Excuse me. Which I don't want to see. I've been trying to avoid looking at these pictures. I don't want to be on Facebook hardly at all anymore because there's so many pictures of people. So many people are posting pictures of these bugs, and I don't like it. So he gets it out of the house. I'm fine. Cat's fine. And I sit down and I start knitting on my project. And then the next day I realized I should probably go up a size. So I ripped everything out and started over. And then, well, I'll talk about it when I talk about the project. So, in a nutshell, cicadas are driving me crazy. They need to go. Out of here. I'm done. So, with that, shall we talk about some yarny goodness? I think we should. And we're going to start with a finished object. Yes, I have a finished object. I wasn't planning on finishing these, but between the 2 trips to Michigan and then Western Illinois, I got pretty far, and then it was like last Sunday, I was like, I'm going to stay up and finish these. And Ryan's like, how long is it going to take you? I was like, because I was on the ribbing, and so it's like, it's going to take me like 20 minutes. That was a little longer. But anyway, they were living in my Rapunzel bag. It's a dodgy bag made by me. There's hairs on it. The pin that does not want to stay on any bag I put it on. Go live your dream. Thankfully, it fell in the car, and I found it before we lost it. Anyway, So, my socks are, it's the same every time. I do them 2 at a time, magic loop. I follow the Basic Toe Up sock by Wendy Progner-Geckner. It'll be linked down below. I do the Shadow Wrap heel. There's a tutorial by Denise of Earth Tones Girl. That's down below as well. Yeah, 2 at a time. Vanilla sock is what I did this time. I just wanted something simple. The yarns that I used. Both are Leading Men Fiber Arts. That's their logo. The contrast color for heels, toes, and cuff. It's a Showstopper Mini Skein, so it's 92 yards. It is 75-25 Superwash Merino Nylon Blend, and the colorway is Prom Queen, which is this gorgeous neon pink. Hannah, I was like, I kept wanting to say Natalie. Hannah from the Cozy Cottage has just started a Lisa Frank make-along. And everything has to be neon because if you're a child of the 90s, you know who Lisa Frank is, and you know how bright those posters and folders and pencils and notebooks and everything school supply related, you know how neon those were. So this is like my first entry into that, because I wasn't quite halfway through. Anyway, so then the other one, here's a bigger picture of their logo, Leading Men Fiber Arts. This is on their callback base, which is 100% superwash merino. It is a sport weight, so it's different size yarns, but it'll be on my feet. I really won't notice that much, and I'll just make sure that there's no wear and tear. But this is the color that I used, that I picked. It is called Only Have Eyes for You, which is spelled E-U-E. It's gorgeous. It's mostly like a cream base, white base with all these beautiful speckles on it. So yeah, I was calling these my Barbie socks because of the pink. And I'm still calling them my Barbie socks, but they are also Lisa Frank. So here are my finished socks. Oh my gosh. They are so pretty and they're so bright. I love these. So again, toe up, shadow wrap heel. This is where I was the last time you saw. So I was about halfway through the foot and I made it through in 2 weeks. I wonder how fast I could do socks now. But at the same time, it's like, I like doing other things. I'm not really a monogamous project person. I did only do 2 rows of the pink on the cuff, just because I kind of like how that looks. I did 2x2 rib for the cuff, and I usually only do 10 rows of cuff because honestly I'm like, I'm done with ribbing, so let's just be done with this. And there's my sock. So excited that they're done. So I'm going to take official photographs and submit it in the Lisa Frank make-along. Very excited about that. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to switch these over because I have them for another project, which I will be showing you. Don't worry. Okay. Make some progress. I have 2. One that you've seen and one that's new. So, the first one I'm going to show you is the Olori card. No, not the Olori. The Cosmic Dust cardigan. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. What am I? I've been up since like 5 this morning. Actually, earlier than that. But anyway. So the Cosmic Dust cardigan is living in my Sheepy Christmas tote bag. And it says, crochet not just for grannies. The yarn that I'm using is this. It is the Eddie Bauer Cozy Camp. It is a 100% recycled acrylic, and it is in the colorway Carbon. I do believe that this is discontinued now. This whole brand of yarn, I think, is discontinued. Anyway, I have like 12 skeins of this yarn, so I want a nice, like, cozy cardigan that I can wrap up in and be all good. Now, I promised myself, I'm gonna put this over there. I promised myself I wouldn't start a new project till I got through the body of this cardigan. That didn't happen. I actually finished the body last night. So I'm now on to Sleeve Island. But yeah, so the Cosmic Dust cardigan is super cute. I have made modifications because my torso is shorter. So I didn't want it all the way down to my knees, which I do have a couple of those cardigans that I've made. So yeah, so here is where we are so far. Here's the shoulders, open. So last time you saw, I was here. I can't even get it all the way in. There you go. And then I have this cute little pebbled hem with some puff stitches. Yeah. So here, let me show you with my overalls here. So that's where the V ends. I have all these ends to weave in now. Maybe I'll do that before I start the sweater. So yeah, so last time I was here, so it was like just to my waist. Here. I'll bring this down. You can see, oof, how far down I go. Like, it's just past my fingertips. Sorry. Let me just bunk it down. Yeah, it's just past my fingertips when I'm standing and putting my hands down. So yeah, obviously it has like a big armhole, so that'll be nice. It'll be nice, cozy, not constricting. Like, I wanted it to be cozy. I didn't want, yeah. And so that is where we are on that one. I'm gonna start the sleeves soon. No promises, no promises. Okay, get that back in there. So, the Lisa Frank make-along. When Hannah announced that, I was like, oh my gosh. Obviously, my Barbie socks will fit. They fit the bill on that one. I was like, do I have any neon colors in my stash? Because I didn't want to go out and buy stuff, you know? It's like, I have a good stash. I need to use it. So, I was looking. And the yarn that I bought to make my first knitted sweater is neon. I was like, okay, I'm starting my sweater now. So, let me get the ball band out. So, I bought this yarn just a few months ago at YarnCon. It is Black Cat Fibers. It's on their Pampas DK base. So it's 100% Peruvian Highland wool. And the colorway is Bougainvillea, which we had a lot of at my house in Africa. So I was like, this is a perfect color. It is living in my YarnCon tote because Got all this yarn at YarnCon. So, here is the color. So it's like a neon purple, and then there are pops of pink, neon pink. And I bought this neon pink nail polish. I have it on my toes right now, but when I'm finished with this sweater and I model it, I'm going to paint my nails the neon pink. So, I am making the Olori sweater tee. I was looking through the notes on the pattern, and it's Olori, so it's kind of like my name, but not quite. It's the Olori top, or sweater tee. Olori is, I forget what language it is. Hold on. It's the Yoruba language, which is from Nigeria. It's a Nigerian dialect. And it means queen. And I was like, that's amazing. So this is from a pattern by La Knits. Her name is Lenray. And her design house is called La Knits. So, anyway. So I had to order needles for this. I ordered Chowgu red lace circulars. So I have US 6, which is 4 millimeters, and I have it in a 24-inch cable. And then I ordered the 8, US 8, which is 5 millimeters, and I ordered a 40-inch circular. And so you start off with the 6 and you do the neck ribbing, and then you switch to the 8. And yesterday I got through the neck ribbing and I was on to the 8, but the cable is just too long. And I was like, man, this isn't gonna work. I need to get a smaller cable. So I ordered a cable. I ordered another set of knitting needles. This is one thing that bugs me about knitting, is like you have to have the right size cable, you have to have the right size needles, blah blah blah. Crochet, you just need one hook. And if you have to switch hooks, like switch sizes, which I've had to do that before, you don't need to worry about cable length or anything like that. I like crochet better for that reason. And plus I feel more confident in crochet than I do knitting. But anyway, so I was just like, man, I'm going to have to wait till I get the new needles in so I can finish, like, even start working on the body of my sweater. And I was like, I'm going to have to increase 84 stitches by the time I'm done increasing for the raglans. And I was like, so I'm going to need that 40-inch circular anyway. I was just frustrated. And then this morning, Daisy woke us up at 4:30. She wakes us up several times throughout the night. Anyway, and then I was awake, and I was just laying there thinking about this sweater. And I was like, what if I switch to magic loop? So I can still use my 40-inch circular. Maybe that'll work. And so I was laying there, I was like, okay, what I want it to be, like, so the beginning of the round is like the beginning of the one side of the magic loop, and I was like, no, because then if you have the laddering effect, which magic loop can do, I'd have it down the middle of my sweater. No, don't quite want that. So then I was trying to think, where would I want it? So at 10 till 5, I got up. And I'm gonna go fix this. And Ryan heard me, like, unplug my phone. He's like, where are you going? What are you doing? Was I snoring? Because I usually end up in this room, in this bed. Not a lot of nights, but pretty frequently. Because he's snoring. or Daisy won't stop bothering us. And it's like, or there are times when it's like, I just want to spread out. I want my own space. Between him and the cat, I don't get much room. So I was like, nothing wrong. I just had an idea to fix a problem in one of my projects. And he's like, you're gonna go crochet now? I was like, well, actually, I'm gonna go knit. And he's like, oh my goodness, I can't. Leave me alone. I'm not gonna be bothering you. I'm gonna be in the other room. So I took my phone because I was gonna put something on to listen to while I was working on it. I fixed the problem. It's a little awkward. I won't deny that. But until I get to where I'm gonna need the 40-inch cable, it'll do. So all that to show you what I've got so far. Oof. Ocean's pouch is in the way. And also because it is a Lisa Frank make-along, I have a neon orange stitch marker. But it's weird because it's top down, so I'm knitting like this, but really it's this way. So, oh my land. I've got 2 strings coming down because I've said I'm gonna alternate skeins for a while, so I don't have pooling and I don't have that weird line where it's like, oh, you can definitely tell where I switched skeins. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. So yeah, here we go. This is where we are so far. The neckband is done. I have done 2 rows. I've done 1 row of the raglan setup where you put all the stitch markers in for the raglans, and I've done 1 raglan increase row, and I'm in the middle of the next row. So you increase 1 row and then you knit another row. Anyway, I really shouldn't be telling you too much about this pattern because it is a paid for pattern. I will say I didn't do the neckband as long as she required. I shortened it by 2 rounds. But so yeah, here we are so far. And it's pretty stretchy. I don't want to stretch it too much because then I'll lose the magic loop. So I fixed it. I fixed my problem. The knitting problem, and I fixed it. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Okay. So, those are my 2 projects. Since I finished a pair of socks, I always like to have a pair of socks to go on the go because it's a small little project I can put in my bag, especially for like church, for other things as well, like it's quick, easy to take with me, all that. So I'm gonna start a new pair of socks. It is living in this cute square, or it's actually rectangle bag that my Advent swap buddy Jill made. She had a little tag on it. It says, "A dodgy bag for Christmas, XOXO Jill." It's so cute, Jill. I love this bag so much. I may have to figure out how to put like something like a wrist holder or key fob, those fob things that you can put on bags, just so I have something to hold on to. So in here are my Christmas socks. So this last year I actually dyed a skein of yarn for my Advent swap buddies, Jill and Jennifer. And I loved it so much that I took 25 grams off of each one. So they got 75. I have 50. So my Christmas socks this year are going to be dyed by me. This is to note the center. So it's like red and green and pink and blue and purple. Like fun Christmas colors. And so these are what I'm going to make. I'm just going to make them as long as I can. But for the contrast, heels, toes, and cuffs, I actually have colors to represent the 5 colors that are in it. Although the lavender is a bit too pale compared. Yeah, it is. Anyway, so I have the leftover prom queen from my Barbie Socks. I have this blue, lavender, green, and red, obviously. And I'm just gonna mix match my socks. Like the toes won't be the same color, the heels won't be the same color, the cuffs won't be the same color. And I'm gonna add a couple of stripes in there as well, so I can get all 5 colors in each sock. So that is the plan. With that, with this, yeah. So I mean, that purple will be fine. Yeah, that'll be good. So, oh, get back in there. Oh, and there's the inside fabric. Cute. And the zip. It's actually a colored zipper. So it's like gold and blue and pink. So cute. I have a piano recital today at our church. So I may take those with me, or I may take my sweater. My knit sweater. And work on that. Actually, I think I might take that instead. I'll start the socks tomorrow at church. So yeah. I did mention that I ordered yarn. I honestly, I don't remember buying this, but then once I saw the colorway, I was like, oh yeah, I do remember that. So, this is Shipjes. I'm totally butchering that. Even though I work with a bunch of Dutch people, I don't speak Dutch at all. So yeah, it's called Color Crafter Anti-Pilling. It is a DK. It is 100% premium acrylic. And the colorway that I ordered, as soon as I saw the colorway name, I'm like, yeah, I'm buying that. This gorgeous blue. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I love this blue. It is the colorway Delft, so I work at a place where we have a big fundraising event called Dutch Festival. And at Dutch Festival, we have a Delft shop. And the Delft is like Dutch china. It's like blue. It's mostly white with a little bit of blue. And it's like this color blue. So I was like, I need to make something to wear to Dutch Fest. And then I'm like, no, because I'm working Dutch Fest. So I'm physically moving things and talk about back injuries. Jeez Louise. But anyway, so I will make something out of this to wear to a Dutch Fest meeting. Although we're in June now, so it's too hot to wear. I'll have something to wear to the first Dutch Fest meeting in March of next year. Anyway, and then I did order something else. It's yarn adjacent, I should say. So I participated in this year's Dodgy Bag Megalong. That's run by Allie from Little Drops of Wonderful and Claudia from Crochet Luna. I don't think I even entered it officially. I know I entered the Instagram account. I don't think I put it in Ravelry. Either way, both Claudia and Allie made pins and badges for the Dodgy Bag Megalong. And Allie was saying how the pins that she had originally ordered, the way she wanted them, it didn't turn out exactly how she wanted. So she reordered them. So they all came in just as like the Megalong was ending. But you can still put them on your back. And so then she was saying how she wanted to put her So the ones that didn't turn out the way she wanted, she put in eBay, and all that money was going to a brain tumor cancer research. Because her dad had died of brain cancer. So, anyway. And I also noticed this morning in my Facebook memories, somebody else that I know died of brain cancer 4 years ago today. Anyway. So, I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy, it's going for charity, I'm going to buy the dodgy bag pin. But it's like, I don't think it's dodgy at all. It just didn't turn out the way she wanted it. So, here it is. It's an enamel pin, and it's sparkly, and it's just beautiful. Like, I love the pale pinkness of it. But she wanted it to be flat across, and with the glitter, like, you can't get it, the enamel to go across, straight across. Anyway, doesn't really matter. But also, in the package was another little thing. It says from me. I'm like, what's this? So I pull it out. It's the actual it's the smooth one. So I now have 2 dodgy bag pins that I can put on my dodgy bags. What was funny though is when I saw the mail truck go by that day, I wasn't even thinking about it. Like, I was like, oh, I'll check it later. Although I honestly didn't want to go out and check it because the cicadas. And I was actually working on sewing a book sleeve, and I was having such a hard time with it. And then I realized I forgot to put the pocket in where it needed to go, and I was like, forget it, I'm done. Had I known that these pins were out in the mailbox, maybe I would have persevered. But yeah, so that was like, and then I also got a little sticker, which is her little logo. You are a little drop of wonderful. I wonder if this is vinyl, if it'll stick on like a water bottle or something. I don't know. Either way, that is all. I have been talking for a long time, 42 minutes now. So with that, I will let you go. I will see you in a couple weeks. Hopefully the cicadas are gone and it'll be quiet again. I miss quiet. So I will see you in 2 weeks. God bless. Bye.
We're enjoying Lake Michigan for Memorial Day.
My pants are all soaked now.
Oh, it's so nice out. I want to be on a cruise.